Alright, back for round 2 on the draw this time. Pretty good hand. We don't have a lot of early interaction though, but we have a couple cyclers, so I'm not too worried. And the question is, what do I cycle first? It's probably gonna be elimination, and I'm gonna cycle right away here. Maybe. I'm not sure, it kinda depends on what they do. Ashra Cultivator is not super worrisome though, like this is probably not a very aggressive deck. So maybe again, like I did game 1, I will wait a little bit and see if I can just draw land. Since I did not draw land here, I will cycle at least one card, maybe both if I don't actually it looks like the opponent's color is mana screwed here, or maybe they are just slow rolling a little bit. Cycle that first. We did not hit land, so I'm gonna cycle the horror too. And here I think I'm just gonna unburden them and pass. Cycling it doesn't do a whole lot. I think I'd rather see 2 cards out of their hand than 1 more card in my hand. Oh, 2 for us, so they were a little bit flawed then, maybe. Hopefully we'll get to trap the cheetah with Steer the Sands. There's still no pressure on board, so not very worried here. Huh, Ruthless Sniper. I don't really think we cast that here, though. I think we'd rather Steer the Sand and again intend to trap the cheetah. Not really trap it, but get a nice trade and 2 for 1. Even if they have a pump spell here, it's a 2 for 1, so you know, I am fairly happy. And what I want right now is basically a second blue. Yeah, sure, you can do that. Feel free to do so. Takrop Skirmisher. I don't want to play the Archfiend. The thing is, well, they have 1 card left in hand. I think I'm just gonna play Skirmisher. Pass. Trade with the cheetah. End of turn. If they don't do anything, I probably kill the Scorpion because I don't have anything better to do. And I might wait a little bit. Alright, yeah, well that's not gonna happen. Not on my watch. And here, even if they have the +2/+0 trick and the creature comes back, you know, they don't get card twisted. Pretty bad for them, obviously. Alright, well, I'm pretty happy. Like, I still have all my threat and all my good late game in my hand. I'm at 17 and the opponent is basically out of cards, so sounds good, right? Yeah, I'm just gonna jam Sniper and Demon at this point. I don't have a ton of things to do with the cycling's effect, but well, I mean the Demon just still kills people basically, so there is that. Ooh, hello there. We are not gonna bounce Ashra Cultivator to get 1 damage in, so I'm just gonna attack. Looks like they don't have the final reward, though I guess if they had it they would have used it when I was tapped out anyway. But maybe they don't really care about their cultivator. I mean, that could be a play. Like, sometime you'd rather use your removal during your turn, especially against something like Demon, but here they don't really care if this gets counter on, and maybe they want to wait and see if I go for maybe, I don't know, a cartouche of Ambition on the Archfiend to try to gain life, and then they 2 for 1 me. The risk is I'm playing blue, so I could have a counter spell, so in general I would not advise doing that, but sometimes it could be a decent move. Alright, this was not a very impressive showing from the opponent. Looks like black-green mid-range, but not sure why they are playing Cultivator, or maybe they have a Sandworm Convergence, or they are splashing. Not entirely sure. I think we'll go for the same move and not make any sideboard change. Like, This deck is just a well-oiled machine, and I don't think we need a ton to just, you know, be in great shape and crush people. And you don't have a ton of good sideboard in blue-black. You don't have, for example, you don't have Artifact or Enchantment Heat, so this is not something that will be very often. That's gonna happen very often. It's just, and in general, our sideboard doesn't have a ton of things that are gonna be very useful, I believe. It depends. We can make the deck a little bit more defensive if we face very aggressive deck, but we haven't faced any very aggressive deck, and we don't even have a ton of option against very aggressive decks. Definitely gonna trade here if they let me do so. And if they have a trick, well, sure. You have a trick. Hornery Kudu, put the counter on Cultivator. Yes, that's pretty good. Splendid Agony. Well, Hegma Sentinels doesn't really block anything here. And even though we have a couple cyclers, it's not gonna really be blocking anything soon, so I think we just... And if we tap out and they go for Cartouche of Strength on Kudu, it's just also pretty disastrous, so I think we just pass. Censor if they play something we care about that we want censor, and otherwise end of turn if they don't do anything, we can put 2 counter on the Kudu and make it pretty much useless, so that's fine with me. Blighted Bat. Alright, well then we'll do that, I guess. Yeah, now we go Hekma Sentinels. So they're slightly mana screwed, which means that Censor should be good. But I'm not sure if I'm gonna cycle Illumination or Censor here if I need to. Depends. Next turn we'll get to cast the Serpent. However, if my opponent just doesn't do anything, doesn't attack, I mean doesn't do anything other than just casting something. Okay, now I will use one of my thing, and I think we'll be cycling Censor, because I'm not gonna have that available next turn anyway, because I'm gonna play the Serpent, and I think we are getting to a point where drawing 2 is gonna be really solid. Ooh, Ruthless Sniper. Interesting. Let's cast the Snake and pass the turn and hope it doesn't get rewarded. Colossopid. Sure. I think we'll play Sniper and pass. I know I have the Skirmisher in the graveyard, but if I play it, then I cannot cycle plus put counter. And if they actually don't do anything too threatening, I might just hardcast that Illumination. I know I'm not getting value, but I think 1 card from my deck is going to be better than 1 counter on one of their creature here. Huh. So they drew a trick, basically. Interesting. So the trick we saw is +2/+2, remove a counter. Which basically means that even if I block here and cycle, we'll still trade, which is not great. I think we can pretty safely go for a double block here. And if they don't do anything, I'm fine trading Serpent for Colossopede. I could cycle and force them to use a Trick. Like, the question is, it's almost sure that they have +2/+2 remove a counter in hand. So the question is, do I want a card in my hand, or do I want the +2/+2 out of their hand? And I think, given that the +2/+2 is pretty threatening on the Kudu, I'd rather actually have the +2/+2 out of their hand. So I'm gonna cycle and basically force them to use their Trick. Yeah, as expected. And we kind of get a 2-for-1 here, because I'm just trading my Serpent for Colossopede and Shed Weakness, which is nice, obviously. Okay, well, Angler Drake was definitely a nice top deck. Unburden, yeah, this is gonna get cycled. This is not something we'll we'll cast at this point. I'm gonna attack with both, and if they block, oh, they are gonna sack that. That's actually pretty good, and that's why I did not play the Drake first, because now when they will, you know, play their Kudu, they will have to put the counter on itself, which means it's gonna be a 2/3. Whereas if they had kept that, they could, you know, replay it, and it would still be a 3/4. It would not have trample anymore, but it would be a 3/4. Alright, what is that? 6-drop. Chef at Monitor, that's fine. Archfiend of Ifnir? How lucky. How lucky. So I'm just gonna beat down for 4 in the air. Drop my Archfiend. Probably take 6 from that beast. And I don't know, I mean, they are not really winning here, obviously. And we still have the Skirmisher in the graveyard, but not really got any chance to cast that. Kudu. The question was, if they were to use a removal on Archfiend here, which seems unlikely now that they play the Kudu, unless they have the Never Return. Crocodile of the Crossing. They are just dropping everything and hope it works. And hope it's gonna work. Sure. Probably not gonna wait on the Sniper here, because I don't want to take too much damage, and by cycling that, I can trade my Hegma Sentinels for the Crocodile and take only 5, so sounds good to me. Sounds good enough. Alright. Nope. Well, I mean, I wish I could, but I can't. Okay, not bad. Let's just play that. Play the island. I don't think we'll lose a lot by doing that. Probably attack with everything, and I can chump block the Chef at Monitor with Skirmisher next turn. And it's most likely gonna be game. And even if they have a removal, we are not dead to Monitor, obviously. Otherwise, I would have left the Sniper as a, you know, a security chump blocker. Good. Well, we got there, and the deck is just very strong. We've been drawing Archfiend quite a lot, so I guess it's a good feature for this card, but obviously it's busted. And this deck in general is very good, so there is that. That was round 2. Hope you enjoyed. See you for the final.